Hello.
We're live.
Hello, Tasties. Welcome or welcome back. Hopefully it's a welcome back as always. If not, welcome to your first episode. Not mine and not hers. Of your favorite podcast. Okay, but wait, and baby, we got an interesting episode. Don't ask me what it's about.
Because we can't tell you.
But nevertheless, it's going to be interesting. And I am joined today with the lovely, my best friend. The one that also helped me start this all. If y'all don't remember, if y'all are true and through purple and orange tasties, y'all remember this lovely beaut. The one and only.
Samantha.
Hey.
Y'all don't even know my last name.
She said, don't worry about it. That's confident.
Confident.
Exactly. You can't even say it. But, so happy to have you back on.
But to be back, it's been like, what, 3 years since the first one?
Yeah. Literally.
Almost, yeah.
Woo! And it's crazy because I remember we filmed the episode in July. It didn't get released until October. And it was like 1 o'clock in the morning when we were filming.
Because, honey, I just remember it being pitch black, and I was like, this is going on a little longer than expected, but
Girl,
it was such a good episode.
It was such a good episode. If y'all have not watched all 3 parts.
No, literally.
Definitely go tune into that. It is literally our first episode. It was right after my housewarming party, and we were up till like 3 a.m. in the morning filming.
But now you can put the voice to the face.
Exactly, because it was not there. But so happy to have you on. As always, we do have our glasses, so if y'all do not have that, go ahead and grab that. I made a makeshift margarita for Miss Girl over here, and I have, as always, an espresso martini.
Like, so let's give it a taste. So the alcohol's definitely there. Because honey.
Mic drop.
Right?
It's
good though.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Okay. I've never made a margarita before, y'all, because I'm allergic to citrus, so there's no need for me to be making them.
Which will be throwing out your lime bottles, but...
No, I have to cook with them.
Mr. I'm allergic to citrus, cooks with lime.
You know. But okay, period. I'm glad that it's good, because y'all, we didn't have triple sec. So we did a triple shot.
That's like that one video from, I don't even remember where it's from, but she's like, and 1 shot of vodka.
Like,
I was like, what you had was already half my glass, which is why I taste the alcohol. But you know what? It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. We have no meal inside of us. Once again, y'all are the only thing soaking up this liquor. I'm about to do Miss Girl's nails. We're gonna roll in this intro and get into it. It ain't nothing, put your back into it.
Hey.
I don't remember the rest, but get your glasses. Y'all got 1 minute and 12 seconds. Here. Go ahead and dip your hands in. For those of y'all that do not know, I am not a certified nail tech in the slightest form, but you gotta save $1.
Because look, this Cool Nails down the street is spelled with a K, so...
Baby, it's giving Nara Smith, we have a nail tech at home. So let's get into it. She came in with an inspiration like most people do. She's not gonna get it.
It's just adding diamonds to 2 fingers.
Girl.
Which this one you might
You're
have
going to be lucky if you come out with a straight line on there. She also wants a French tip. I do a basic
Which
clear coat.
that's actually not even a straight. It's a little...
That makes it even worse.
Have you never drawn?
Not on someone's nail.
You draw on your own?
My nail?
Yes.
Girl, no, I don't. I do a basic clear coat. I ain't never.
All these designs you take when we go out of the country.
I'm not doing that. I can barely paint on my right hand. What do you mean?
That's actually valid though.
But you know, when you finish out of school or you're in school, sometimes you gotta save a penny. So that's what we're about to do. But while I'm doing your nails, Miss Girl.
So I kind of fouled the square, right? But this one, the corner broke, so it's a little.
Okay. Look, as long as you don't want no almond shape, girl, you're good, cause.
Oh no! These aren't that long. But
So tell us, like.
Oh, you want one hand at a time?
Yeah. What's new? Like, where have you been?
Well, entering tech, actually, I went in with a thought of wanting to be a doctor. And as you can see now, that's not what happened. You know, somewhere down the line, because for the 4 years of high school, I was in that biomedical academy, and I was like going into college thinking I want to be an audiologist, and somewhere down the line, I just thought that's no one wants me near them with the scalpel or anything that has to do with their bodies. So probably should have said it like that. Anyway, somewhere down the line, I thought I want to do something with criminology, and throughout my past, what I've gone through, I thought maybe I wanted to go into PI, private investigating, for those who don't know. But you know, everyone has to start somewhere. So fresh out of college, I got my first big girl job at 9 to 5. Don't recommend. Money's good, benefits are good as always. But you know, right now I'm currently working with loss prevention. Not gonna say where, confidentiality, remember. Which I'm actually very excited about. That's like the first thing that I've been excited about in so long, which I thought this whole time, well, between the break of the times I graduated in 2023, December 23. You're gonna edit that part. And so for the whole summer and for spring season, I was just, you know, just kind of doing a little self-development and trying to figure out like what I want and where to start, and also helping my family on the side. And so now with my big girl job, I'm kind of excited to see where it leads, because I mean, loss prevention, you know, is working with retail. So starting at the very bottom, and like you get into detective work and investigation work with the store, and I'm hoping that way I can make like different connections with different departments, different police departments. So hopefully from there, I will guide my journey to becoming investigating for people.
Period. I love that. And let me tell y'all something, girl. My mom would always be like, "And what is it that Sam's going to school for?" I was like, "Girl."
It changes every time.
I was like, she didn't change her degree more than I changed my clothes. If it's one thing all of us, between me, you, and Solia, have in common, it's we changed our degrees so much. The only difference is, y'all changed it while y'all were in school. I said, baby, we ain't got the money for that. I'm gonna take a break. And I'm gonna figure it the fuck out. And here we are, still doing the same thing. So
yeah, and you know, I mean, taking a break is, you know, not for everyone, because some people take a break, some people don't. However, you're better than me, because if I would have took the break that you did, I would not be in classes right now.
Girl.
Shit, I'd be on a bar top, coyote style, like coyote ugly style, because it's just rough. For me, you're a school girly. I'm not. Books is not for me. I'd be reading a book, like, no matter how interested I am in it. But
I just love the aesthetic of like. I just love the aesthetic of studying.
no, what the fuck? Who?
Me, like, just going to a coffee shop and like having my computer and my iPad and like, I just love it.
That's because you're online. I slaved in a classroom, okay, half asleep, but
I was like, girl, because I remember some of them classes you were not making it to.
Oh, not at all. If it was before noon, they were not going. That was not going to happen.
You said it was the thought that counted.
I even had a class. It was my English class in a kinesiology building, mind you. And it was right across the street from my dorm. And did I make it to that shit every day? No.
Girl.
Not that I get marked for missing more than 5 times. I sure did. But we still passed the class, so.
And that's all that matters. Because let me tell y'all something. C's get degrees. The silence.
I'm just trying to figure out what you're doing with this nail. But you know, trust the process as
Trust
always.
the process, girl. There's some cuticle buildup in here.
But the way you're like soft handling me right now, I'm like, these nail techs could never. They come in with that zzz. I'm like, man, you cut my skin off.
Look.
Oh, sorry. No, you're not sorry. Because I didn't get no discount after that. So how sorry were you?
Listen, I gotta make sure that you come back.
I mean, once you get these diamonds glued on and I don't wake up the next morning and they're gone, we'll see.
Well, girl, how else am I gonna get you to come back? That's the point. I'm telling y'all, I think that these nail techs sometimes they be purposely fucking up so that you have to come back. Because I feel like, let's talk about tip culture really quickly. I feel like there's a bunch of places that are requiring you to tip, or like not requiring you to tip, but like, you know how you go to a coffee shop or now there's like food places where it's like
Tip included.
one tip is included, which I'm like, baby girl, if tip is included, what do you need me for?
Exactly.
What do you need me for? But like places will be like, oh, would you like to leave a tip? And I'm like, girl, all you did was ring me up. What am I leaving a tip for?
No, because there's just one spot in Lubbock. Me and Alicia would always go through the drive-thru, and they'd give me, you know, obviously you pay with card. Sometimes you gotta sign, but I'm like, not every drive-thru you pay with card, you gotta sign, you know, the little receipt. And the guy, it'd have like the tip line, and he'd just be dead-ass staring at me. I'm like, you want a tip for what? Handing me my food, or me driving to you to get my food? Because you should be tipping me for this gas that I came to come see you.
Period. Switch the hands. I don't know. Tip culture, I feel like it's gotten a little bit out of hands, and I don't like that. I don't like that.
And then some people don't even know, so they're tipping on top of the gratuity that is already there.
Because the 20% gratuity that people be adding, I'm like, and I don't want y'all to be like, oh, you don't be tipping. No. I'm a tip king.
I wasn't the big back in my day.
I am a tip king. Like, I have anxiety. So, even if and I like to round it out. I do not like having uneven, like, bills. So, you're at least going to get, like, 80 cents, 36 cents or something. Because we're going to round it out. But, I don't know. I just feel like tipping has really gotten out of hand. And it almost, like, in our society, it's like, now you feel bad when you don't. Well, at least for me, some of y'all are ruthless. You feel bad. Some of y'all are ruthless.
Who? What?
You just like, you feel bad when you don't tip. And I'm like, that literally should not be the case. Like, I don't know. Your food service workers, like, always tip. 20% if not more. But some people, like, I went to this one place the other day. Rude as fuck. Rude as fuck. I was like, bitch, how are you rude and then begging for a tip? Make that make sense. You can't do both. You can't eat the cake. What is it?
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
The only place I feel bad for, like, not tipping sometimes. Okay, not that I don't tip, but I take maybe like $1 sometimes when it comes to DoorDash, because I'm like, you tip before they bring the food, right? It's part of the purchase. But then when you bring the food, it's either, it's not necessarily their fault the food isn't right. But if I'm missing my drink and you're bringing someone an order and you know damn well supposed to have a drink, just go out of your way to be like, like, hey, like this person's missing a drink or something. That's like a way for like DoorDashers to get more tips because you're ensuring that everything that they ordered is supposed to be there. And so that's like one thing that bothers me. I'm like, I be tipping so good sometimes and then don't get half the shit that I ordered.
No, I had this one Dasher. Ooh, y'all. Let me set the motherfucking scene, bitch. Because when I tell y'all, I was hot. And I do DoorDash on, well, I haven't in a while, but I do Dasher on the side. This motherfucker, I had ordered some Wingstop. And I always tell people, park at this spot. That way it's easier to get up to my apartment. Because I'm not going to lie, when I first moved in, it was like maximum security trying to get in this bitch. So I was just like, park here, and I will meet you down there. I had the address set to right there and everything. So like, you literally cannot get lost. I ordered some Wingstop. I was ready for this fucking wings. I got my 10-piece. Mind you, the Wingstop was down the street. But I got my little 10-piece wings, my half original hot, half hickory smoked barbecue, my Sprite, and my extra sauces on the side. Girl. Because that's me.
Those extra sauces never be in there, huh?
They do. You know what wasn't there? First off, this motherfucker gave me an attitude. I'm on the game. I'm balls deep. Killing bitches. Motherfucker calls me. No, he texts me. And I'm like, where are you? Oh, well, I'm right here. I'm like, okay, well, that's not where... Right, I was like, that's not where I said to go. He was like, well, I don't see you. Because you're not where you're supposed to be. I also have it set to send it to my door. So I'm like, even if I was supposed to meet you down there, you didn't even attempt... Like, you're still in your car. You didn't even attempt to come up here and bring me my order. And I get it. Like, sometimes I don't... Apartments be a whole ass labyrinth. So I understand if you don't want to come up. But you didn't even come up to the drop-off point. Like, you didn't even deliver it to the front door. You are a block down. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to come to you. I was like, hey, y'all, I'll be right back. Let me go pick up my order. So then I get a call. He was like, where are you? I don't see you. Yada, yada, yada. I was like, motherfucker, pump the goddamn brakes, quite literally.
I'm like, who are you talking to?
Who are you? Right. I'm like, where are you? He sends me a picture. I'm like, that's not where I said to be. You're literally a block and around the corner. Like, what the fuck? And he was like, well, I'm just following your instructions. I'm like, you're not. I said, but I will meet you there. Click, because now I'm hot. You're not going to give me no motherfucking attitude, bitch, and I ain't got my food in my hand. And so then...
I don't think they understand that. We can see their location. Like, those dotted blue lines, like, we can see, we bookmark where you're supposed to pick us up. And if the bookmark's right here, but the dotted line is over here because that's where you're at, that's how we know you're in the wrong spot.
Like, hello? So I'm like, okay. I go to where he sends me the picture. Motherfucker's still not there. I was like, so then I call him back. I'm like, hey, where are you? He's like, well, I had to move. I was like, why? He was like, because you weren't there. Did you expect for me to teleport up over there? Like, baby girl, I still gotta get out of this apartment. The fuck do you mean? So I'm like, okay, well, where are you? Like, what are you driving? Like, we're going back and forth at this point. I'm hot. I still ain't got my food. It's cold outside. And I'm arguing with my damn Dasher. And I had to tip this motherfucker like $6. My order was like $17. So I was like, wait, like, what the fuck? So then I'm like, I finally find him. He's just pulling up, literally just like driving. I just like, is that you? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. Doesn't get out the car. Cool ass takes my fucking food. It was like, rolls down the window, said, here you go. Rolled it back up. I was like, whoa. And I was like, So I stood there. And I was like, next time that you come and deliver some food, make sure you don't have a fucking attitude. Because I'm not the one. You're not going to be, where the fuck are you, yada, yada, yada. You're in a badass rating. And then the motherfucker left my damn drink.
That's another thing too. I'm like, sometimes they come in, if you're ordering McDonald's, the drink comes in that bag.
Yeah.
If you're not ordering McDonald's, that shit should come.
No, the shit was in his cup holder. I literally got upstairs, y'all, I'm hot. I'm like, I am hot as fuck. I get upstairs, I said, this bitch doesn't even have my drink. You're sick. I'm like, you don't even have my drink, so I call him back. I was like, you didn't give me my drink. He was like, because he pulled off so fast. He was like, I'm sorry, I can bring it back. I was like, no, keep the fucking drink. Since your ass is so thirsty for your next fucking order, keep the goddamn drink and keep it pushing. Click.
I'm like, at this point, you probably spit in it. So.
Literally. I was just hot. So, like, y'all, people are waiting on their food. Like, and I don't even know how we got on this conversation of tipping. Oh, tipping. Didn't you expect me to tip you? Bitch! After I just goddamn Dora the Explorer for my motherfucking food, bitch? Absolutely not. No.
Okay, but wait. No, it's okay, but where?
Okay, but where? Where you at? But let's take a quick break because some way, somehow, we are already 20 minutes into this episode and I haven't even...
I know. The topics that we didn't have plans.
I'm like, she is pushing into this bowl. We're gonna take a break.
I'm like,
we'll
you
see y'all in
noticed
a minute. And we are back. We didn't refill our glasses.
You refill when you're halfway done?
Well, I normally will make another one. Normally the breaks are actually a little bit longer. We get to talking and whatnot, but I'm like, let's get these nails done. So, actually, I'm gonna file it. Hand me the file. So, how did, like, now that you're finally back, because you're the only friend that's actually gone away for school. So, like, tell us a little bit about that, because y'all have all gotten the perspective of, like, being home and being in school and still having to, like, go on to your day-to-day. Like, how did that feel like being away from literally everyone?
Well, in my household, like in high school, it was definitely like, I wouldn't necessarily say tied down because as long as I was with him, my parents let me go anywhere.
Angel!
But it was more like, I mean, you know, the typical, you like, let me know when you're there, let me know when you're home, which I understand. I was gonna say as a parent, definitely not that.
Like, is there something that we need to know?
No, definitely
Podcast,
not.
You heard it first. She's got a child.
Oh God, no. Please. I don't even want... We can have this part out, but I was gonna say, like, I've always said if I had twins, one's out the door because I can't handle two at the same time, which it's so ironic because both the guys I dated in the past have been twins or triplet, and I'm like, do I find that out later? I do.
Oh.
Yeah, twin. We're gonna bleep that name,
Mm-hmm.
and then his dad or something is a triplet.
Oh, girl.
So that means
that
if this
definitely would have fallen on you.
If it skipped his generation, then yeah, it would have fallen to me. So glad to know that now. But
also, she's gonna be my surrogate, y'all. So I don't think she realizes that she's gonna be pushing out two babies at once.
I'm like, the way you want me to be a surrogate, my brother wants me to because complications with his wife. When am I gonna have time for my own kids? But
Girl.
You know what? It's getting that feel of I can have them. They just won't be mine. That sounds horrible. But
Listen.
I sound like everybody's daddies out here.
Crime. So elaborate more on that, like.
Well, it's bad to say sheltered because I wasn't. It's just like there's certain things that my parents didn't allow that I was just so aggravated about. And so being away for school, that wasn't even my main reason. Partly why I went to tech is because my brother's an alumni as well. So I kind of wanted to follow the tradition. Also, I love black and red. What two colors go good with that?
I thought you were supposed to say I love black people.
I mean, I did too. Obviously, almost 10 years with you, so can't say I hate them. But it's like, college also is not, I mean, you expect, like parties, frats, like all that. But it's not just that either. It's to have like your own freedom of being alone in a way. Like, because my first 2 years, the first year I was in a dorm, which COVID fucked that up because I ended up leaving like right when spring semester started because of that. So I didn't get like the full dorm experience per se.
Okay,
but...
I thought I was crazy because I was, not to cut you off, but I was like, I genuinely do not remember. Like, I remember your freshman year, you were in a dorm for a little bit, but like after that, I was like, this girl was in an apartment the whole time.
Yeah, and that's what like I feel like sucked about it because I generally liked the dorm. As for my best friend in Lubbock, she definitely hated it. But I mean, I enjoyed, like, that's where I met a lot of people. And that's where you get to meet a lot of people. And so when COVID hit, everyone had to go home for the rest of the year and just study online. I mean, don't get me wrong, Quarantina was definitely that year. But it was just like, I didn't get to, I feel like I would have met a lot more people. I wouldn't have been so like, where am I or who am I when I got to my sophomore year, because I stuck with like the one friend that I had in that dorm, and everyone else kind of fell off, or because sending everyone home too was like, everyone stayed home, was like, I'm gonna stay here wherever they were from, and they didn't come back, or if they did come back, they'd leave like the next semester because they just missed it being at home, missed it with their friends. So it was a lot different. And so, you know, we had to venture out and meet more people and like basically start from square one. And at that point...
And when you say venture out, like, was that friend social?
Not at all. Surprisingly, I was the social one between the both of us because, and I don't know if y'all could tell from that first episode, but I'm still a shy person. Still don't venture out. I do because of this man right here to my left. But, you know, I guess, you know, you taught me to go out. You taught me to meet new people. You taught me this is function. Why not join? Or why not go?
Because, girl, if there's one thing I'm good for, it's making some friends. I don't know how I do it. I don't know how I do it.
Let's take a moment. This is... I don't know how many times I saw you in this past month, but every single time, somebody has to pull up in their damn car and roll down their window. Andre! I'm like, my God, or walking into a store. Oh my God, that's Andre. I'm like, now how the... Like, I don't understand. And, you know, that's what I'm trying to be too, but I'm like, maybe Mr. Famous over here is getting to that point.
Not Mr. Famous, not too much on it, not too much.
But I'm just like... it's so crazy to me because, I mean, that's just how he is. And which actually, well, I did a little something on the side in Lubbock, which is how people knew me. Don't take that the wrong way. But
I was like, I'm sorry. Was she sucking and fucking?
Oh, now that's behind doors. That's...
I'm like, girl, because these listeners, they will think the worst.
Ooh, and I know these people go, it's the media. They go twist and turn everything I say.
And I'm like, Samantha, the porn star.
Oh, God. No, don't have the exact body for that. But,
girl, don't piss me off.
But no, like, it got to the point where I would, like, go to games and everything, and I would see people, like, calling out my name. I'm like, who knows me? And other than people being from high school, because, you know, everyone from Byron, they either went to, like, Tech, TCC, TCU. It was, like, those main schools that...
And UNC.
Yeah, and UNT, too, yeah. It was, like, those main colleges that followed around Byron. But, you know, just, like, my sophomore and junior year, I was in an apartment, in a one-bedroom. So it was mainly just me and my one friend that loved to stay indoors, which I would force this bitch to go out too, because I'm like, I have friends, we just don't, or I just don't like, I guess it was never like an everyday thing to where it's like, let's hang out all the time, or let's do this, let's go to this game all the time, or go to this bar all the time. So it was mainly just me and her. Then we ventured out into finding friend groups to kind of like expand that, which every friend group we seem to find always has some type of problem. It was always some type of drama, and that's what pissed me off the most. I'm like, these people start off cool, and I guess I let their guard down really easily because they were definitely not so cool in the end. But it was just, and see, things like that, it's like leaving for school, I can venture out and talk to so many people, get to know them, and that's where you end up finding who your real people are. Because even till this day, other than her, I still talk to a few people that I went to Tech with. But it's like, and if I would have stayed home and went to school, I would have lived at home because, you know, it's cheaper. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't have my one bedroom alone here to like be able to go wherever I want, whenever I want. And so being away from school, it just kind of gave me that like freedom to.
Your first like feeling of adulthood.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's where you also learn to like keep up with certain bills too. Like having your apartment alone, you know, like what's actually costing what, like water, like gas, electric, all that. I was like, that was all brand new to me, honey, when I
And it's
when
so
I was
funny
in my
because I
apartment.
remember when we went to PV and we had the right idea that we were gonna cook while we were there. Didn't happen.
We spent, as soon as we got there, we spent the whole day at Walmart
Girl.
finding out that there is no Walmart bags. You had to buy reusable or just carry that shit yourself. And we were just like, well, I guess we're adding buckets to our shopping list to carry out everything, because other than that, there would be no way.
Yeah, that was like the first time that I realized I was like, oh wow, like she's really like lived alone, because one of our friends was like, oh well, we can get this and we can get this meat and yada yada yada, and I was like, baby girl, we're getting one meat. We're here for a week. The fuck are we getting 5 different meats for? Absolutely not. You better learn how to stretch it out.
And
that was like the first time that I was
drank
really
and went
like,
out. There was only room for one night of cooking,
girl,
and that was it.
And we almost burned off our eyelids, and so that just did not happen.
Not at all.
But
you know, the dynamic's very different. It's like, I mean, I know who I am. Didn't exactly, well, yeah, I did need to figure that out. But it's more like, you know, just, I guess freedom is just the word to use, because I never really had that, and now especially graduating middle of the year, which that's what I would consider, because, you know, being in that like school life, I guess, your year is fall all the way to the end of spring. So
which drives me insane, the way she'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna be done in fall, and I'm like, okay, and she's talking about December. I'm like, baby girl, fall actually starts September.
I'm like, honey, we just know fall, spring, and Christmas break.
I'm like, that's not, that's not.
So now, like, being done with school and just having your 9 to 5, it's like when everyone started, this is like the first fall that I'm actually home, which is very exciting because I get to do all the fall activities that my friends did when I was gone. But it's like, it's no more, oh, fall, go back to school. It's just everyday life, which that's what I'm still trying to get used to. And I'm like, if y'all know me, my ass would be waking up by 4 p.m.
Girl.
Granted, I stayed up until like maybe 6 or 7 in the morning every day. It'd be like the game till like 2 in the morning, then just stay up. I don't know, I just could never sleep. Which also, that's also because I'd be in that library. The library was 24/7. It was always open. And when I actually decided to buckle down on some schoolwork, that's when I'd be walking home in the dead at night. Sometimes it'd be scary. It'd be so scary because all of a sudden you'd be getting news the next day like, oh my God, there's like a rapist by Hewlin Hall. And I'm like, what? I just walked past there. What do you mean?
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, we would get like some creepy ass like text messages or emails from like tech president or the news, and just be like, you know, watch out for this side of campus because someone has this or someone has that or someone did this or someone did that. And it would always be like so scary. Ooh. Bring it around.
Bring it around too.
I'm like, is it time? Oh. We're hoverboarding it today.
You know, we're gonna make it work, y'all. We're gonna make it work. I said we got a nail tech at home. I didn't say we have the nail set up, okay? And so like mentally, like how?
I was depressed. Okay, not necessarily depressed. It was because I had my girl for the 4 years, but when I changed my major, I didn't want to exactly like graduate like a year later or like a year or two later. So I like worked hard, did classes every summer, and I got added an extra semester. So instead of graduating spring of 2023, I graduated December 2023. And it was kind of like sad around that time because I watched all my friends, you know, that I had classes with and went to games with. They all graduated. I went to a graduation in spring, and I mean, I was obviously happy for them, but it was also sad to think like they won't be here with me next fall. So then that opened up a whole new range of finding new friends, finding new people, and so when fall happened, it was like my Alicia girlie's gone. I have no one to force to go out with me because I mean I love being a homebody. So every time I wanted to stay at home, watch TV, watch shows, like that was definitely great. But on the days I'm like, come on, it's game day. Let's go to the game, go to the bars, like let's interact with everyone. It was really hard for her and really hard for me. And she's like, no, like I really don't want to go this time. So I'm like, okay. And sometimes I went by myself. And did I sit alone at a bar sometimes? I did. But did I watch the game and entertain myself? I did.
No, but like I love that because like living here, like being here, there's moments where I'm like I want to go to the bar and I'm like y'all may not like, especially with you living so girl, this motherfucker lives at this point in a whole other state.
Like they like to call it buttfucking nowhere.
Girl, I'm like there's moments where I would want to like go out to a bar or something, but y'all aren't free or like y'all aren't really feeling going to the bar. And so like I remember back when like this was last year, you were still in school and I would just go by myself. Like after work I'd go to the bar. This is when I had a job. I would just like go to the bar by myself like after work and like it would feel like it would suck, but I would just entertain myself. And
I remember that. Sometimes you'd call me and I'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You just had the phone propped up right there in front of the bar, and next thing you know, 5 minutes of the call, he's over here chatting up the bartender, and I'm like, you need me for what?
It's like that first initial, because I don't think people understand, like, I'm a shy person. Like, I'm a very, I'm a very shy person. And no, people really don't understand. Because I am a depressed person, I have to socialize with people in order to get out of that funk.
Yeah.
But by nature, I'm very introverted and I like to be alone and I'm just very shy. But because I've had to deal with that for such a long time, I've learned to trump the shyness and the introvertedness.
Mm-hmm.
But I need that first initial like, oh my gosh, like I've walked in by myself, like plus the anxiety, I'm like, people are like, why is he here by himself? Like those are all the thoughts that kind of run through my head, so it's nice to have another person like to talk to her and whatnot. Like same thing with on the cruise where it was like, I talked to you for a little bit and after that, baby girl, I was
Yeah.
have made friends with the whole boat, but or cruise because they don't call it a boat, but
But see, that's another thing, like, I'm sorry to cut you off too, but, like, because me and you were always so joined at the hip in high school.
yeah.
Like, if there was a day that he was gone from school, which there was a period of time where he was gone from school, like, I had teachers coming up to me and be like, where's Andre? Sam, where's Andre? Do you know where Andre is?
Baby girl.
Is he coming to school? Honey, I don't know, because during that period of time, he kept his phone on D&D. I'm like, there's no way this man is contacting me.
If there was one thing I was good at that point in time, my phone had a timer, D&D, do not text me after this time. But I had it on D&D the whole day.
At that point, I'm like, this motherfucker could be dead, and I wouldn't know. I went to his mom, and I was like, where's your son? She's like, oh, he's just not responding. He's doing so-and-so. I'm like, okay, I understand. He needs his time. But, like, we were so, like, joined at the hip to where going to school, not saying I found like a replacement friend, but it was definitely like if I didn't have the girl that I did over there in Lubbock, I honestly would have been like the most depressed person to ever like leave for college, because I'm very introverted too. And without my best friend, I was like, I don't know. Basically, I don't know how I was going to survive this. Like, I was so used to seeing him every day, talking to him every day. And it was just like a whole, like, world change type of thing. Because I'm like, the one person that I was like, let's do this, let's do that, is in Fort Worth, 4 hours away.
And when I say, like, we would literally just go to the mall and just walk around and not buy a damn thing. We'd just walk around and just be there for hours at a time.
Window shop.
Girl. And, like, it's funny because, well, it's not funny. It was actually really depressing. But I just would always remember, like, I'd be there. Like, I'd be here, she'd be there. And, like, during this time period, we didn't talk as much. Like, I feel like we'd check on each other here and there. But it wasn't like we were on FaceTime all the time and all this other stuff. Because I feel like I allowed you your space, and like I was also trying to figure out how to live life here. But I would always be talking to other friends, and I'm just like, I need her to come back. Like, I would literally just be like, we were so attached at the hip. It was like, even when I'd come and visit, we would literally just be sitting there. Do it one more time. And we would just watch TV. Like, I always tell people, I'm like, Sam is the one friend where we can spend $100 in an hour, and we could spend $0. And no matter what it is, we're always just gonna have a good time. Like,
yeah.
And so for me, I was like, I kind of felt like you were. It was like, it wasn't like a replacement friends or anything, because I did form genuine connections and everything with them. But like in that point, it was like me and Salia's relationship got a lot closer. Yeah. And which I cherish that. I love it, goes to that. But like there was still that aspect of like you missing.
Yeah.
And like it's funny because I remember when we went to Chicago last year and we had that conversation, and I was just like trying to help you understand, like, no girl. I was just like, no girl, I don't think you understand how much, like, I miss you. Because even though you were back for the summer, I'm going to fill y'all in on the conversation. She had came back home from the summer, and, like, we were supposed to hang out and everything, but, like, your life was busy, and, like, everything was just very sporadic. So it was, and then you live so far away. So, like, she wasn't always invited to the events. And, like, on our part, it was like, oh, well, Sam's like this, and this is sporadic. But you felt left out. And I was just like, no, girl, like, I don't think you understand. I would love for you to be there, but it's just so sporadic. And now that you're back, hopefully, like, you understand where it is that I was coming from. I was like, we are some sporadic-ass people.
Yeah.
But, like, now, and I didn't explain it in the best part, but I was just like, you know, it was like, when you have a TV show, and you've been a part of the TV show for 4 seasons, and then you get your own little spin-off, and now you come back on that show for a couple of episodes, but you have your own show when you're at school. Mm-hmm. But, like, she didn't realize in my show, I'm like, bitch, I'm gonna need your ass back. Because, I don't know, like, you are just, like, for me, the friend where I genuinely feel like we can do anything. No matter, like, and girl, we had our trials and tribulations of friendship, let me tell you.
Yeah. The way we've stuck through so many complications is so crazy.
So much.
Like, he used to hate me when we first met.
I couldn't stand this damn girl. I could not stand. She was just so loud. And, like, y'all, I don't think I understand. Like, peace, love, and tranquility. And she was just so loud. I was like, girl, shut the fuck up. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I get way too much of my mental. I couldn't stand her, but, like, look at us now. And it's so crazy because I'm like, where did that girl go? Because now you're quiet and I'm loud. Well, I'm still quiet, but, like.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you were always loud to me, too. So really? I don't understand, like, well, because I didn't meet middle school on, right? I met maybe one day of
She
him
not
that day at the park.
performed,
But
yeah, she not performed Dog Ray. I was very much so. That's when I started doing yoga and meditating. So, you want a French tip?
yeah. Do you have your little tool? Thing?
So, now that you're back and integrated, while you were in school, what was it that you were looking most forward to, coming back home?
Being with you.
So I could do your nails.
Like you always said, save money but better. I don't know, I guess it was, those 4 years being away was a journey, definitely, and I definitely wouldn't have taken it back to the world, but I just miss my friends. I miss my true friends. That's what I'll say. I miss being back with everybody, and this is coming back. It's like it's going to be the start of the rest of your life, and the hardest part, I think, transforming into from school to real life is definitely finding that job, because finding that major, finding that degree is what was another it's a big part of everything, because that's what leads you to what you want to do the rest of your life. So once you figure out the next biggest part is, starting that job, being able to move forward in what you've been studying your whole life, which for me was only 2.5 years, because as soon as I changed my major, I wanted to graduate and get out. Not in a bad way, it's just I'm not a school person, so I never, also I had the anxiety, my anxiety was through the roof. So not necessarily keeping deadlines, because you're going to need that everywhere, but it's just, I don't know, there's just something about school that doesn't fit right with me, but that also didn't discourage me from not going, because nowadays you need a degree to even get an interview. It's
Wait, this one kind of ate.
Oh, it did.
Wait.
And you didn't even do much to it on that one. But it's just, and you always have to start at the bottom. If you have your connections, you have connections, and you start somewhere in the middle. But I, however, okay. You know that TikTok sound is yeah! The reason why I started in the medical route is because my family is through that. So it's just me venturing out and finding my own thing was, really scary at first, but my job right now, honestly, I love it. I enjoy it. However, the only thing about it is that I get so excited and I get to talk about something that a lot of people don't know about. And one thing about my mom, she swears that I've told her everything when it comes to where she goes, I didn't know you had your own office. Mother, be for real. I told you the same time that I told everyone else. She always thinks she's feeling left out. That's why she just doesn't listen to me. But, I don't know, sometimes, my rest of the family, they're they're interested and they want to hear about it, my day, and how's it going and how training went and this and that. But my mom, sometimes she just makes me feel which is this kind of the sad part that I'm going through right now. Because my mom, she's oh, so you're just, okay, let me give you a little background. So loss prevention for retail, when you walk into Ross, or I don't think Target, but Ross or TJ Maxx and those outlet stores, you see a quote unquote security guard up front.
Oh, just messed them up.
And that's what everyone thinks. They're just a security guard for the place, which we're not security guard at all. It's, preventing loss from the store, preventing products from being stolen, helping the detectives with shoplifters and be able to hand out just different information to them. And there's certain things we can and can't do. And so my mom kind of just saw it as me working at another retail store, and she just kind of, that's how I feel like she like looks at me. She's like, oh, so I paid, and she even told me this, and I quote the other day, so I paid 4 years for a college degree just for you to start at retail. And that comment just really set me in my mind, because I'm like, I'm not just a cashier. I'm not just some associate that's like reorganizing the shelves or putting up clearance signs and stuff like that. I'm actually like preventing loss from the store. I'm saving the store money. There's a lot of things that I pretty much have a checklist, a to-do list every single day, and that shit doesn't get done. The store can be fined at least like the minimum $15,000, and that's just for having something on a yellow line. Like there's like a lot of things that like go into it, and that's what I think like she doesn't understand. That's why I feel like she doesn't listen to me either when I talk about work, because I have so much access to things that I just like no one in the store would have, not even the store manager. So it's like I take that as like I'm not below anyone, like other than my district manager, of course, but I'm not like,
Reporting. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm reporting certain things.
No. Like you're not like, no one's above you as far as
like in the store.
And yeah.
Yeah, like I have like the store manager, she's not my boss. If she tells me to do something that's out of my line of work, I can respectfully decline, because that's not my role. That's not my job description. If she told me,
that is not my job.
That is not my job. Like she's like, Sam, can you go get carts? No. Some days I will, just because I'm like, it's busy. I've asked for recovery on carts I don't know how many times, but I'm like, I can respectfully decline any request that she gives me, because technically, I'm not technically her boss either, but she's not mine at all. So
like you don't technically work at the store. Like you work for the store, but not at the store. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, exactly. Because the store that I'm working at is just like my base store, like my home store. So like tomorrow I can get a call from my actual boss, and he can be like, hey, can you go to Dallas and do what you need to do at this store? Or can you go to Houston and go to do what you need to do at this store? So I bounce around store to store. I can like travel to different places. It's like a whole thing that falls into it. And so
this one I tried, but
that's okay. She working. And that's what like I'm excited about, because I mean I've worked in retail before, and I was just the associate. I was always reporting to the manager for something. I was always listening to what someone else has to say in the store. And to be in like the actual like inside of it, like knowing what the company can lose and how much they can lose, it's like a whole like different world. And that's what I feel like people don't understand, because I feel like some people, I feel like some people at that store, when they look at me, they're like, this bitch is just standing up there, she's not doing anything. I'm like, girl, little do you know, I have my eye on you. I have my eye on everybody in this store, amongst many other things that I do. Yes, like pretty much 70% of the time I'm up front, but that's because I'm trying to prevent people from shoplifting. I'm trying to prevent loss of the store. What I do in those 30% of the time, that's nothing you need to know. So I'm showing you what you need to know, and that's why you think I'm not doing anything in this store. But I mean, I'm actually glad I found it, because I really enjoy it and enjoy what I do, and that's what coming out of college is all about. That's what you need. That's when that gap between graduation to finding a job is all about, is finding your start, finding how that start is going to work for you, and just build up from there and just progress from there. And you never know, you literally can end up where you want to be in less than a year. Like, for example, I can detect, like, my next level in my job is detective, and that is minimum, you have to be working in my position for 6 months. So after 6 months, I can, depending on, you know, my job review, my performance review, I can easily get moved up to detective. And from there, that's when I start making my connections. And that's when I start talking to more into law enforcement and this and that. So that's like kind of my goal right now. Typically it's like 6 to 8 months is when someone will like get hired, because you go through training and all that. But 6 months you have to be working in that position to even be considered. So that's kind of my goal right now, is to, after like 6 to 8 months, become a detective for the store, start building my connections, start talking to people, the right people, and start my own investigations. And next thing you know, I will venture out of retail, and I will have detective and investigation experience, and we'll see where that leads me. But that's where I'm headed to right now.
But I think that's like one of the biggest things as far as like parenting. And it's funny, I had this conversation with my therapist about like how I'll call my mom to kind of like rant about my day or something, and it would always turn into her talking about her day. And I think as parents, like, they don't realize that sometimes like we're trying to talk to you, like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we, as much as we all need that, we also need that. So I'm truly sorry that is something like that you're having to feel, or not necessarily having to feel, but that you're going through, because it's not fair. And like, there's so many people that, you know, go to, like, this is my biggest fear, is going to school for comp sci, and there's so many things that I see on TikTok where it's like, me going to school for comp sci, and now I'm just like doing Uber, because the job field is so saturated. Like, you literally have to start out somewhere in order to get to, not everybody's gonna be in a job that you're making 6 figures right off the bat and all this other stuff, and like,
And not everyone has those mommy daddy connections.
yeah, so like, be proud, never let someone, you know, take your shine away from what it is that you're doing. No matter who it is, be proud of where it is that you're at, you know? Because I'm proud of you. We're all proud of you. Like, girl, you're the only person to have gone away for school. Like,
To do it in a timely manner.
because girl, talk about it. But, leaving off there, is there anything else that, like, you want to talk about or, like, share with the podcast? Any upcoming news, exciting news?
I feel like that was a shot of what I accidentally said earlier about, are you pregnant? Like,
I'm
no.
crying. No. Any just, like, exciting news that you'll be, any journeys that you'll be embarking on?
Other than this wonderful podcast that we've been working on, I don't think so. Right now I'm just kind of focused on my work, and I'm like, since it's the start of everything, you have to do it very efficiently and do it well. And if you mess up at the bottom, shit, you might as well build me 6 feet under already. Like, I mean, but you know, the holidays are coming up. It's a little sad around this time,
But at least you'll be home for the holidays.
that is true.
But we have officially. Oh wait, hold on. We have not officially.
I can't see me.
Gotta get the cuticles.
Baby, I have one too. I just don't use it.
Baby, I'm gonna need you to start. I'm gonna need you to start.
You like the thumb? Yeah, actually, I don't think it's the last time I got my nails done. I think it was the time before. And he goes, honey, I'm gonna give you a life changer. And he pulls this thing out, and I was like, oh my god, thank you, because I'm like, I don't know if that was like a diss or what, but
It most certainly was.
definitely needed.
But we got them done. Cause listen, we got a nail tech at home.
Work in progress, but it's
Girl,
okay.
it was a struggle.
And I guess the diamonds will come another day, but because
They are not coming today, baby girl. Diamonds are not a girl's best friend today.
all this back and forth, oh no.
No, but they kind of turned out not too bad for my first time doing French tip. And it's also funny because I remember like very early into our friendship, I was back when I was doing YouTube and I did your makeup for the first time. How it's a whole 360.
Because
How this girl looking like Mulan and not in the good way.
I'm like, why are you using so much? And I was like, tap the brush, honey.
Girl, until this day, I still don't know a damn thing about it. But I am so happy to announce that Miss Samantha will be joining the Tastie Brew. She will be a permanent co-host, joined by Jamie as well as Benny on the brewery. You're the last announcement for it. And I'm just I'm so excited. So starting season 5, which will be coming out very soon.
Mm-hmm. Y'all better stay updated because these are gonna be coming out.
Girl, like that. So we have a lot of exciting things coming out for y'all. Very different, just a lot of things coming. So I'm super excited. Y'all definitely should be super excited. It's a full 360. So it's about to be a good little winter and fall for y'all.
So stay tuned, keep updated. If y'all haven't yet, put on those post notifications because that will get you every single time whenever something gets posted, some video gets posted up again. Just stay posted. Keep those notifications on because you never know when a new video might pop up. Shit, it might be popping up before the date even comes out. So just be ready.
And as always, hit that subscribe button, girl. Our guy. I know we got some guy tasties in here. Show some love for the men. And show some love for this podcast. Not all men, because the way y'all motherfuckers, fuck y'all. Unless you're listening to Tastie Brew, but Anyways, hit that subscribe button because y'all, we gotta grow some way somehow. Share this video out. Comment. I want to hear what y'all think. A lot of y'all probably have gone through the same thing, so.
And give us some questions too. If you want us to answer some questions on the podcast, throw a little bit out there what you want to hear from us, or what you want our opinion on as well. We're more than happy to share anything. We're very open book.
Girl. Okay.
As you heard from that first episode.
I was gonna say my legs, but we're still celibate. But we are open. But we're closing out this episode, so I will see y'all not next week, but in the next episode coming very soon to your screens or to your ears. Bye.
Bye.